Just talk to me what your first recollection of the A&T North Carolina Central rivalry was.
Wow. Well, uh, I've been involved with this rivalry since I was a kid. Excuse me, even before I went to college.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
in junior high school, watching this rivalry, climbing over the fence, go under the fence to get in and see it in Durham, back at the old Durham Athletic Park,
Right.
back in the old days. So I've been involved with this rivalry all my life, and it has always been an intense rivalry. It's always been one where past records didn't mean a thing. That when the Aggie and the Eagle meet, it's just, you got to be on your A game, otherwise you're gonna lose regardless of what your previous record might have been. So yes, it's a good one, and one of the great rivalries in this country, and one that I've been blessed to have participated in as a player and as a coach.
Playing for Coach Riddick, what was he like to play for?
Coach Riddick was a very unusual coach in that he wore a suit and tie every day. He wore a Stetson hat. He looked like a college professor. Real soft-spoken, never used profanity. He was just a quality individual, but a fierce competitor. And we always felt like we couldn't let him down because he didn't come off real strong. And when I say strong, I mean physically strong, because it was in his latter years. I guess he was in his mid to late 50s when I played for him. I can't remember now.
Mm-hmm.
But we always felt like we should not let our coach down. And we had to go hard because he was a class guy and he took care of us, and we just would do anything not to see him sad.
Right. So when you were playing against A&T, which of the games stand out to you was one that you remember to this day?
But probably the game that I remember most was my freshman year. I started against A&T as a freshman. In fact, I think that might have been my first game starting at both center and middle linebacker, and their quarterback, I can't remember his name now, but Jesse Jackson was also on the team at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to throw a quick pass over the middle. I intercepted it and took it back 75 yards. So that was a big deal with me back then. It was great. My first game starting against A&T as a freshman, and we ended up beating them that day. When I was in college, I think we split. We won 2 of the games, and they won 2 of them. So
okay, and
a lot of good memories.
And you were a two-way player, right? You played on the offensive line.
Oh, we all were back in the day.
Right.
We all played both ways. Offense, defense, and special team. You can only substitute so many players a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could take the quarterback out, maybe one other kid out, but everybody else played offense, defense, and special teams.
Right.
I know that sounds crazy nowadays, but that's where we was back then.
Right. So you graduate from Central. You go on in the coaching ranks, coach at Wake Forest, and then go to Winston-Salem State, and then you end up at North Carolina A&T. Obviously, the two schools are close, and everyone knows, and I'm from North Carolina, so everyone knows someone from the other school. But when you went to take that job at A&T, did a little bit of you feel like, man, am I really going to go ahead and coach this team?
No, I really wanted to coach at A&T really bad. I thought it was a kind of atmosphere I wanted to be in. It was the kind of program I wanted to coach, and Coach Pickett had recruited me. Bert Pickett was the coach, and back when I was a student athlete in high school, he recruited me, but he didn't give me a scholarship, and I always had a little bit irritated that he didn't offer me a scholarship at that time. Mm-hmm. And Coach Riddick at Central did, and so I had a grudge against A&T because I wasn't offered, and that's why it was so fulfilling for me to do something to take Coach offered me that scholarship because he said I was too small. And but playing again, when I had an opportunity to coach there, it was like a dream come true. It was someplace I really wanted to coach. It was the kind of atmosphere I thought I wanted to be in, and those are 15 of the best years of my life was when I coached the football team at A&T.
Right, and very successful years for A&T. You really helped bring them back to prominence. So what was? Well, I mean, obviously at Winston you had coached against Central some as well, but was it different coaching against them at A&T? I mean, could you tell that now, on the other side of the rivalry? Did you ever get those? I mean, just what was it like being on the other side of the rivalry?
Well, when I came to Winston-Salem State as a coach, we the first time we played A&T, hadn't played them in a number of years, and Winston-Salem State had never beaten A&T. Mm-hmm. And the first time we played them, we beat them, I think, 38-14 or something like that. We beat them real good. And it was such a shock to everybody that we could beat A&T. And we went on to have a great rivalry between Winston-Salem State and A&T. And of course, it was always an exciting game for me because A&T was a big fish, and it was the one that you needed to beat in North Carolina and HBCUs if you wanted that kind of notoriety. And we were able to do that when I was at Winston-Salem State. And when I went over to A&T, playing against Central and Winston was really a big highlight. First couple of years I was at A&T, Winston-Salem got me back. A lot of the players that I recruited, and I left Winston-Salem in real good shape with talent, and they beat us like a drum. Winston-Salem beat us like a drum my first year at A&T. And so then we quickly put all the pieces back together and began to play really well against Winston-Salem State and against North Carolina Central.
Right. So
in fact, when I was at Winston-Salem State, mm-hmm. we played both Central and A&T.
Right. Yeah, I mean, those are three schools that are all now really having great success, and a lot of it started with you, especially over there at Winston. They really didn't have much, never won a CIAA championship before you got there, and then you kind of set the ball rolling, and to where now, 40 years later, where they are. But and then back on Central and A&T. So now, when you coached against Central at A&T, they were in the CIAA, so it wasn't a conference game. It wasn't an every year game. But I mean, did it still feel like that?
Well, when I was at Winston-Salem State, we played A&T every year mm-hmm. for a while, for a long time, mm-hmm. and we played Central every year. Mm-hmm. And then A&T went Division I, and we still played them. And because later on, when I was at Central, we completed the Division I process under my supervision. Right. So I played both of them. In fact, all three of them, I spent a whole lot of time and good years with.
Right. Now, this rivalry now with both teams in the MEAC, and now this year, both teams even nationally ranked and going up to for the Celebration Bowl. How do you as you look back and you see this rivalry now where it is? How does it make you feel? Knowing that you've been a part on both sides.
I'm really proud of Coach Broadway, and I'm proud of my alma mater, North Carolina Central, and its coaching staff. Central has beaten A&T the last couple of years, and Central is poised to go on and do some good things again this year. I can't wait to see the game Saturday. Sometimes for me it's kind of difficult mm-hmm. because your alma mater. I always said to my players when I coach, is like your mother. Mm-hmm. Your alma mater to me meant mother, and so then I got my mother playing against a school that I got strong feelings for, mm-hmm. and so I can lose because your mother is your mother against something that you really love, mm-hmm. and so I'm kind of caught between a rock and a hard place.
Right. So, I think I was at an A&T game that you were at. Have you had a chance to see both teams in person?
Oh yeah. I've seen both teams.
Okay.
I go to both games every year. I go watch them practice, go to the games, and talk to the coaches. Get friends with both coaches.
Right. And I know you hired Coach. I believe you hired Coach Broadway, right, at Central, correct?
That's correct. Well, we worked together my first year as AD,
Okay.
and yeah. So
Gotcha.
we got a long history.
Right. So, gotta get your prediction. How do you see this game playing out? I mean, on one side you got A&T, you got Tariq Cohen, who's all world everything and just can do some incredible things, and then you got North Carolina Central, who can score by the bunches. How do you see it playing out right now?
Well, I think it depends on how well you can manage Tariq Cohen. If Central can keep Tariq Cohen inside the tackles and don't let him bounce out and make one of his incredible runs, then I think that gives Central a huge advantage. Central seems like they have A&T's number. Coach Broadway has a fine football team. Take away Tariq Cohen and then there's a big question mark. Central has, I think, a complete football team. So I might give Central a slight edge.